Meow meow. You probably heard of some form of do not touch receipts earlier from someone in your life as well. If you haven't, you're hearing it for the first time from me. I tried to tell my friends about it as well. They heard it from me as well. But the message basically is that do not freaking touch receipts. And why is the reason for that? Is that because these receipts are freaking loaded with BPAs. And BPAs is a special chemical used in making plastic, and it is literally associated with reproductive, developmental, and metabolic issues. So that means it poses a threat to freaking fertility. You know, that's what making babies is. Fertility, hormone health, that's literally what testosterone and everything, you know, all your hormones that regulate your body, as well as thyroid function. Not gonna lie, I don't know exactly what that is, but it probably has to do with the thyroid gland that releases growth hormone. And get this, it's literally associated with earlier puberty in girls. Holy shit. Holy shit. So that means it's such an estrogenic thing, you know, it loads the woman up with loads the little girls up with so much estrogen that it literally causes earlier puberty in them, because BPA is in fact both an endocrine disruptor and an estrogenic as well. Now what's the difference between both of these? An endocrine disruptor is basically something that disrupts your hormones, okay? But an estrogenic is a specific type of endocrine disruptor that acts as estrogen inside your body. Now, the male hormone is freaking testosterone. Heck yeah. The male hormone is testosterone. The female hormone is estrogen, alright? And BPAs go inside your body and they literally act as this female hormone. And in females, it causes freaking early puberty. Now, what does it do for male, bro? It's gonna cause late puberty, and here's the thing, it's gonna cause a reduction in the levels of your testosterone, alright? Higher BPA levels have literally been linked to lower testosterone levels, okay? And so, holy shit, man, holy shit. And so you have to avoid touching this kind of paper at all times, bro. Okay, you might, it's not the end of the world if you touch one here or there, but like, the more you avoid it, the better it is for you. And the reason, and the thing is, it's not a freaking print, all right? Many people think that it's a freaking printed receipt, all right? It's just a piece of paper, you know, and some stuff hasn't been printed on it, you know. What can be the worst part about it, you know? When I try to explain this to my friend, this is what they asked. They were like, it's just a piece of paper, you know, with stuff printed on it. What's the worst thing? It's not actually a piece of paper. It's something special called a thermal paper. And so it's a paper, it's literally covered in BPAs. And the way the text appears on the paper is that they shoot heat on the paper and it burns the BPA and then it creates that text. And so that is how receipts work, all right? And the temperature with which they shoot reaches like 150 to 200 degrees Celsius as well. So when you take, that's why you've seen the videos, right? When you take a receipt and they pass a straightener through it, and that's why it turns all black, bro, because the BPA is freaking reacting, all right? And here's the amazing part about it. It's not actually amazing, bro. It's pretty concerning. It's pretty freaking concerning. If you use a hand sanitizer, any sort of cream or lotion before handling these receipts, you know, you might be thinking like, okay, you know, I'll just touch these receipts and then I'll touch freaking hand sanitizer, or I'll just use hand sanitizer before touching these receipts. Bro, that is the biggest mistake you can make. That is the biggest mistake you can make. You wanna know why? Because these BPAs are freaking fat soluble, and the creams or the hand sanitizers you use are fat soluble as well. So what they're gonna do is that as the sanitizer and the creams absorb into your hand, you know, absorb into your skin, you know, because of their fat soluble and stuff, they can permeate your skin levels. They're going to carry the BPAs with them, and it increases the amount of BPA you absorb by 100 times. If you think you're using hand sanitizer before or after touching receipts and you think like, okay, shit, you know, I'm actually being healthy by sanitizing my hands, it's actually, you're coming from a right place. But the thing is, they're fat soluble. They're fat soluble, and so they literally get carried with the sanitizer or the cream into your body and increases it 100-fold. Okay, and 100-fold is a general statement. According to one study, it was 185 times more. 185 times more. Okay, 100 is just a general term, you know, everybody uses. If you've seen more videos like this on the internet, but according to one study, it was 185 times. Okay, so that's the concerning part, you know. Okay, so now you might be wondering like, what can people do, you know, especially those cashiers, you know. If you're not working as a cashier, you know, if you're just living your normal life, just go and do not touch receipt. Okay, the way I do it, if I really need the receipt, you know, if I'm going out shopping for like clothes and stuff, I just open the bag and I have to put the receipt inside. And what I do is I take my clothes out and I just put the receipt. I don't know, bro. I just put the shopper with the receipt in my drawer. I'm like, if I ever need access to the receipt, I'll just open the shopper up. I'll just look at the receipt or something or whatever, bro. Alhamdulillah, I haven't had to return something up until this point. But if I go like normal shopping, you know, anything, you know, groceries and stuff, I do not take a receipt, bro. I do not take a receipt. I just don't like touching my food stuff or anything else. That's the way you do it. But if you're working as a cashier or something, or you might be just curious, how cashiers or people like who handle receipts on a daily basis can avoid this stuff. And people who handle receipts on a daily basis, like cashiers and stuff, their PPA levels are extremely, extremely high. All right, they can like conduct urine tests to find this out. That's what I heard, man. And so there are things called like nitrile gloves and latex gloves. All right, apparently nitrile gloves are made with like synthetic rubber, and latex gloves are made with natural rubber. But the thing is, the ones with the synthetic rubber, apparently they're better at resisting oils and stuff. The latex gloves, they do not stop like BPAs permeating through them or getting to the skin, but the nitrile gloves, they do stop this from like getting into the skin and stuff, because apparently they have like a greater resistance profile. But they work. Nitrile freaking gloves. And the thing is, I've known this for like a very, very long time, that touching receipts is bad, but I never really got behind the science as to why they are bad. And yesterday I went to like the national park over here in Istanbul, and over there was a weird system. Okay, you pay at the freaking point. I went to buy ice cream. He was like, "Oh no, you have to go over there. You have to pay, and then you have to bring me the receipt, and then I'll give you the ice cream." I was like, "Bro, what the hell? It's just freaking 60 tele." Never mind. I went over there, and she gave me the receipt, and I was just like, walking around with the receipt just like this, holding it with my nails, bro, holding it with my nails, by the corner of it. And so I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, I know this, and I know it's bad, but like, what's the reason behind it? And this morning, before making this video, I did some research, and I found out that, holy shit, bro, they're freaking loaded with BPAs and all this stuff, endocrine disruptors and estrogenics, bro, holy shit. Earlier puberty in women is wild, bro. Earlier puberty in little girls. So just imagine what it does for dudes like us, it causes like late puberty, as well as freaking, if you already reached puberty, it's like, it's bringing down your testosterone levels, bro, and increasing your estrogen levels, which, by the way, is leading to like problems like gynecomastia. What that condition is? Gynecomastia is when you literally develop like freaking fat on your chest areas, which women are supposed to do as a man, all right, around your nipple area specifically. So that's freaking concerning, bro. Yeah, that's it.